What's up, everyone? Thank you for watching. This is Tyler Severance with Recessed YoYos. Just on the way over here to interview my great friend Michael Kurti, who's been an awesome and amazing part of this Kickstarter, kind of the whole reason we got this campaign started. I just got an email that our campaign has been fully funded. We reached our goal.
Sweet.
It's not, we were going to reach it to begin with, but very exciting that it's for sure happening. Not that it wasn't going to happen to begin with, but for sure happening now. So thank you everyone who's pledged. Thank you everyone who plans on pledging. If you're watching this now, hopefully this can convince you if you're on the fence whether or not you want to pledge. So once again, this is my friend Michael Kurti, and if you haven't read into the Kickstarter, he is another yo-yo champion, a regional and state yo-yo champion. He owns another yo-yo company called Goodlife YoYos. And his mom recently, well not recently, quite a few years ago, believe it or not, started a yo-yo club at her school. She thought it would be just a cool thing for students. Michael could come in once a year and kind of kick things off just to get kids interested. And he never really did a show, but he would just come in, do some cool yo-yo tricks, get students interested. They'd think it was fun. And then, they would do yo-yo club throughout the year, but it would just kind of teeter off. And then eventually a couple kids that started at that middle school moved on to go to high school. They got a little more serious with it. They're actually members of the yo-yo community now. They post on the buy-sell trade. They're very proficient yo-yo players. They come to yo-yo contests and sometimes final at them. They're all really good. I don't know any of their handles offhand, but I'll put them down in the description or plug their yo-yo club. What is it called? The Hunterton?
The HC Yo-Yo Club, yeah. That's the high school.
What is HC?
HC, I think it's just HC Yo-Yo.
HC Yo-Yo on Instagram?
I think so.
So yeah, thank you, Michael, for joining me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So, did the Yo-Yo Guy ever come to your school? I think we covered this and they didn't during your Goods interview, but...
No, yeah, the Yo-Yo guys never came to my school.
No, and you never... So before you had done a yo-yo show with me, or maybe you had seen like some bits and pieces online, you had never really seen a yo-yo show per se?
Yeah, no,
in
definitely.
person, no?
Definitely. No, that was pretty much the first time I saw one was, doing it with you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that was your first yo-yo show, the one you did with me. And you and I did quite a bit of prep, so to speak, for the yo-yo show. We, not quite a bit, but when you practice for a regular contest, you put in, 35, 40, 50 hours into practicing for this one freestyle. But for the yo-yo performance at the school, it's all very basic tricks, and the pressure is more just to perform in front of a pretty large audience, because at a yo-yo contest you might have on average like 100 people, max, like at a big yo-yo contest. At nationals and worlds, obviously there's significantly more, but at like New Jersey or Pennsylvania states, there's going to be like max 100 people. And a lot of those people aren't even going to be paying attention, or they're other yo-yo players. So there's not as much pressure to perform, weirdly. But then when you have this whole audience of kids and they're all just kind of sitting there like glazed over in the eyes and like a little puppy, like, what's going on? What's happening? And then you got to actually get their attention. It adds another layer of pressure.
I think it's just more about, not messing up, because, like, as long as you're just doing tricks and you can make it look good, that's really all that matters.
Right.
It's more about putting on a show.
Yeah, and I was explaining that to a person on Instagram the other day, where that's almost the most important part, is yo-yoing slowly, and the essence of performing a trick, you know what I mean? When you do Eiffel Tower regularly and you're just teaching someone, you just do it really quick and it's like, oh wow, cool, and then you teach the person as quickly as possible. But then when you do it for a whole audience of kids, you gotta like do it really pronounced, and it takes like 3 or 4 seconds, and then you like present it, and
make
then
sure everyone sees
show it like edge to edge. Yeah, it's almost like a 7 or 8 second trick, and then by the time everyone sees it, then everyone applauds. It's like this weird momentum that gets built up after trick, and then students are waiting to clap for the next one. And
it's a whole different energy for sure.
It is a very, very different energy. So, what did you think about your first show that you did with me?
I mean, it was definitely interesting. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect, but it was awesome.
It's funny how stressed a lot of people are, and I'm like, if you can perform at nationals and do well, you can definitely do this. It's just like getting into the groove of things,
It's just figuring out like what to focus on, I guess.
Right. Yeah. And I think you did a really good job, because all I had to do was be like, all right, pacing. That's literally all that matters. Like, you can BS and do the same trick, literally. You can do the same Eli combination 4 or 5 times throughout a minute, in a demonstration of kids, and they're not going to know the difference. They're just like, whoa, the yo-yo's flying up. That's awesome. But
that's why Eli hops are one of the best tricks, for sure.
Man, they just go in.
Yeah.
So once we're able to go on these tours and perform in Massachusetts and Maine, and which I've never been to Maine to do yo-yo shows before, but we're able to go to these places and perform in all these places, how do you think that's going to change things? Not for Goodlife, but just like your future in yo-yoing, because you're definitely still competing, but it's like competing matters less now, and you're entering more of like a community pillar role versus like a competitive like yo-yo grom.
No, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I definitely want to. I mean, spreading yo-yo in general has always been kind of the main goal. So
Of Goodlife?
Of Goodlife,
Gotcha.
for sure. I mean, and just for me personally.
Yeah, it's good realizing that, and I've made a post about that recently when I made a post about my yo-yo show. Just remember, like, why you started yo-yoing is because you enjoyed it so much, or the joy of learning new tricks and the camaraderie of hanging out with friends, and, like, people kind of forget about that, so if you remember that, it's a good reminder.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, if someone could have the same experience I had, then, like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know, that's definitely huge, is just learning how to, teach students how to yo-yo, teach kids how to yo-yo. It's like, that's definitely one of the best ways to spread yo-yo, obviously, so.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to, do more of that, and, yeah, try to teach as many people yo-yo as I can with it. And, of course, I'd love to have a yo-yo, like the first base someday, too.
Oh, a beginner yo-yo? Yeah, that would also be sweet.
Yeah, that would be super
A Goodlife beginner yo-yo. Yeah, that would be awesome to see all the, like, more serious brands start to have beginner throws and stuff, so
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kurti, for letting me stay on your front porch and hang out for a couple hours at your house. I'll wait for this truck to go by. Thank you, everyone, again. If you have pledged or planning on pledging, check the description box below for a link to the Kickstarter so you can check out all the details, and make sure you check out the next videos where I talk to more people that have contributed greatly to this Kickstarter. Thanks again.